tried to use the angle grinder here to cut the curves a little wider, and it was just, I mean, it was a little bit successful, but it really wasn't that successful. So we went up to the store, and we're going to use our little Dremel router to route out these to an 1/8 inch. You're gonna unscrew that, right, that cap. And this is gonna go down in here. That screws on. Boom. Okay. And then this slides up and down. Okay, so you can see, let's see here. You can see the measurements. So this slides up and down. And actually, I need to put a little bit of WD-40 on this. I'm just giving this a little bit of love with a WD-40. You could use silicone. That'd work better, but I don't have any right now, so we're going dub. All right, so we're going to screw this on. And then I bought this, which is an 1/8 inch router attachment for the old Dremel there. I love this hateful wrapping they use for it. Putting the cart before the horse here, as it were. I gotta make sure that we put the actual bit in the collet before we get too happy about everything. Okay. Bits in the collet. We're going to make sure that we set that depth. Come down. We're going to set that depth, which is right there. Do a little test real quick. We can go slow too, which I like. Whoa. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do. That'll do. Now what we have to figure out here is how do we do this in a way that does not destroy the work we've already done? Because that's the most important part, right? Okay. Let's not screw anything up, okay? Okay, that's not half bad. It'll all be, see, like that. I need a knife. There you go. So that is what I'm looking for. That's hard to see, but this is standing up nicely. That's exactly what we're looking for. Well, that wasn't too bad. That sticks in there very nicely. I'm gonna go ahead and route all the rest of these, get them taken care of, put you guys on time lapse, and we'll get this done. It's always something, right? All right, so yesterday we made all these curve cuts, and the curve cuts were made, 1/16 of an inch. That's the width of those saw blades that we're using. And we ended up needing it to be about 1/8 of an inch thick. So you can see on some of these here, hopefully if I get this close enough. You can see in some of these here, this is about 1/8 of an inch, right? And on some of these, like this one right here, you guys can see that, that's 1/16 of an inch. So the poly, the acrylic we're using, is 1/16 of an inch. Fitting a 1/16 of an inch thing into a 16th of an inch hole is pretty difficult, especially when they're two different materials. So we went and got a router blade, 1/8 inch router blade for our Dremel. And we ran that. I think I was running it too fast and I burnt it up. So I went and got another one. This one we're going to have to be a lot more delicate with because this is our last one. That was the last one at that store. I'd have to go to a different store to get one. But we're going to go ahead and finish routing out all of these so that they're all 1/8 inch. And then once we're done with that, we're going to do the top. Now, we did this 8x8. So there's 8 going across, 8x8, 64 little different pockets to put something. And they're going to be about 4 inches tall, and acrylic boxes. So you think a lot of little fasteners and whatnot are going to go in here. Okay. The top panel that's going to go on top of this is actually going to be half as many. So the boxes are going to be this size. So we'll have 4x4 as opposed to 8x8. This will be a lot bigger, so you can fit pins, and you can fit a nice big fasteners and whatnot. So on top will be bigger boxes. So we're actually going to have less cuts. We're still going to cut via the circular saw today, the initial cuts, and then we will come back with a router. I don't think the router is powerful enough to do it all by itself. I was hoping it was going to be, but I don't think so. So the only 2 I got done yesterday on this direction looks to be these 2, and this one I kind of bit a chunk out of, but we'll see. It's not going to be, this doesn't have to be cabinetry. This is for holding fasteners and things. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get everything set up. It's still pretty cold outside, so I'm going to start this in the garage today, but the heater's going. But I'm going to go down and start routing all these out with the Dremel tool here. Yesterday, the Dremel tool was giving us some guff. Hopefully, it had a good night's sleep and is ready to go today, but we're going to use this. We're going to use our router attachment. You can see this bit. It's kind of chewed up. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that bit is pretty chewed up right there, burnt up. But we went and bought another one. All right, let's do it.